Okay, so we're just changing the pickguard on a Fender Precision bass, and as you can see here, we've got a new pickguard from Charles Guitars. It's quite a nice one. It's a vintage mint green. So first thing to do is to get yourself some small screwdrivers, flathead and Phillips type. So the flathead screwdriver will slacken the screw rather, on the volume and tone thumb turns on the pot, and then just on this draper screwdriver anyway, you can just flip it and then start on the Phillips screws. What I normally do is to put a finger either side of it so that it can't slip, and then put the screws in the lid of the screwdriver holder. It's particularly good, that draper one. It's got a number of flathead Phillips type, hex head and others. As you can see, there's a list there of all the different heads, so that's quite good. So make sure it's not too small. You don't want to skin the head of these beautiful little Fender screws. Make sure you put them in a safe place, not flying about the floor. Take them all the way out. So you find there's 13 screws typically. Either on Fender's own pickguards, you can buy between £50 and £70 or dollars, or you can get some aftermarket ones. The reason I chose the Charles Guitar one is that they say the colour is very close to the original Nitro pickguard. Some are a bit too bright or a bit too grey, and I think they're right in their claim. It's a nice, authentic colour. So this bass is a polar white, and you probably know there's Arctic white, vintage white, various creams, and so on. And you may or may not like the potential contrast, but I think the green will look good. This white is the original pickguard, which is just slightly creamier than the polar white, but the polar white is a very stark white, matter of taste, but I guess really the vintage or Arctic may have been a little bit softer. Okay, so that's all the screws. So now take a socket set and take off the retainers for the pots. So try not to turn the pot too much, just the nut. Will come out on the washer. Set those aside, again in a safe place. Never over tighten these, by the way. It's just finger tight enough to retain it. Don't want to be throttling down on the thread and split the plastic. So slightly larger one for the jack. Again, finger tight. There you go. And now, without taking all the strings off, it should be possible just to maneuver it. You can take the strings off if you choose. That's absolutely fine, probably be slightly easier. However, having done this before, I know that you can just slide out like that. And here's the new one. As you can see, they recommend removing the protective layer. So it's just a fine protective film, as you'll see on a new guitar, and because if you don't take that off first, you'll find that the screw heads have pinched it in. It's really hard to get it off without slackening the screws again. Having said that, I can't take it off. Just find an edge. This particular one's got a tapered edge to it, which just reveals the black slightly more visibly than one that's got a square edge. Okay, got it. That's it. Right, let's peel that off. Reveal the nice, perfect gloss colour behind it, and it just brightens up slightly without the film on it. So I think that's got it all. So slide the new one in. That's it. Tuck in the pots again, 1, 2. Now this one can be a bit tricky, tends to disappear. So let's lift it again. And what I suggest with this little beauty is that you put the retaining nut on before putting the pickguard down, otherwise it will drop away from you forevermore and you can't start the nut. So there you go. And I'd say the same applies to these pots as well. So just start them. So pick that up, put your finger behind it, start the thread, and you're not going to lose it after you put the pickguard down. Little wet finger picks them up. Okay, so those are started. You can now just gently feel your way around the pickups. Squeeze into place. Make sure everything's sound and at home. And then do the screws up. Put the thumb turns back and away you go. So then the whole process is reversed. So we won't film the final screwing up, but I think you've got the point. There's things to look out for. As I say, we're just pinching up the jack nut and the 2 pot nuts before you start to re-screw this. So again, be very careful. Don't screw them all the way home, by the way, one at a time. Put them all in as upright as you can get. You don't want to look at a weird angle when you've finished it, or nearly finished it. So get them as upright as you can and just stop them short of the recess. And then finally screw them down, and there you have it. Nice new pickguard. Thank you very much. Hope they found that helpful. See you next time.